Good afternoon and welcome to the ICC Hour. I'm Adam Gore, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday afternoon. As always, the ICC Hour is being presented to you by our friends at Renasant Bank.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renasant Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renasant Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
On today's show, we'll have a chance to catch up with Dr. Jay Allen, the president here at ICC, and talk about the plans for the upcoming fall semester. And then we'll talk with Jordan Smith, a recruiter here at Itawamba Community College, and he can tell you how you can get signed up for orientation and apply for the fall semester. And then we'll wrap up today's show talking to the Director of Advancement, Michael Upton, to learn how you can pay for college. So if you're thinking about coming to ICC in the fall, you or someone you know, a loved one, a family member, this is the show for you. So don't go anywhere, as we'll be back with Dr. Jay Allen here on the ICC Hour on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Renasant Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renasant Rewards Extra Checking, go to renasantbank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renasant Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on SuperTalk Mississippi, 101.9 FM. And as always, the ICC Hour being presented by Renasant Bank. They're the bank that understands you, and you can find out why at renasantbank.com. Well, Dr. Allen, appreciate you taking time out of joining us this morning. I know it's been a crazy time coming off spring break, having to run between Jackson, getting ready for the fall. And so we're just going to talk about it, a little bit of it all right now.
Sure.
But before we get into that, how's it going?
Going well. I'm glad to be back on the air with you, and it's really, as always, spring's an interesting time. You throw COVID into it, and a winter storm this spring. I mean, really to be shut down for a whole week. And Adam, you probably saw it, but our maintenance staff, our grounds and really ground staff had to really dive in that last Saturday, Sunday to get the campus ready to open on that Monday.
Yeah.
And that was not an easy feat. It took a lot of work to get our roads ready and our parking lots ready, sidewalks prepared and staircases cleaned off. And it was no easy feat, but boy, they did a great job.
Yeah, they really do a great job here year round, you know,
do.
and we're blessed to have that crew.
Yeah, our grounds, maintenance, janitorial, just they're that unsung hero. People don't really see sometimes. But, it's hard to learn an environment without air conditioning and heat working and without the safety measures that they put in place. And with COVID, the cleaning measures that they put in place. And so it's a crucial part of really our educational process, and they do a tremendous job.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the educational process. A lot of positives coming out of the world today. COVID cases are going down.
Yep.
We now have shots that are available for people to take. So those things are positive steps forward. That's helping us look towards the fall to returning to normality. And this is a time that everybody has been waiting for, just that sense of normal. Talk about the fall and the plans for ICC.
It's exciting to see the case counts drop. We see our own case counts dropping, and that's what's exciting to see. Very few close contacts that we're having to manage anymore, and so we've really been very, very successful with our continue to be successful with our steps and our measures we put in place to protect our employees and our students and our community at large. We saw a more normal spring than we did fall. When I say normal, normal compared to pre-COVID.
Right.
We were able to make some changes in the classroom and provide more face-to-face instruction time, less virtual experiences, and really get it kind of back to what we consider normal or what we hope for. Not perfect, but getting close. This fall, though, we've made the full commitment that we are going to be normal this fall. Again, we always reserve the right to come back and make a change if we have to. But I believe we're going to be okay, and we're going to have a normal fall semester, which means face-to-face instruction for everybody that wants it. Just like we would have had a fall a year ago, we would have our normal experiences for band, all sports, all music, theater, everything back to normal, in and out of the classroom, on campus, off campus, just everything back to the way we expect it to be, with all the fall sports being in the fall. And I hope that what we will see is that will be not only fully embraced, but there will be students that want to become a part of that next year for the first time ever.
And that's a big part of college that a lot of people, I don't say take for granted, but may not understand. But the full experience of college is to be able to participate in PTK, have the movie nights in the lawn, the football games on Thursday. Talk about the added value of that to the college experience.
We know, research shows, and has shown this for a long time, that the more engaged a student is in their collegiate environment, the more retainable, the more likely they are to complete their degree. And so we try everything we can to foster that, not just because the research tells us that and the fact that we know it works, but because we know students need success. And we want to put them in an environment where we give them every possible reason to succeed, because Mississippi, in our region that we serve here, needs students to complete these degrees and to move on to the next level or to the workforce and begin to make an impact locally in our economy. And so we want to do our part of that, and I think ICC has been extremely successful with that. COVID has made it a little more difficult. And so, as we've talked about before, so now we're getting back to that environment where we can create normal, and give students that chance to be engaged, to find their niche with the institution, to build a set of friends that will last, I hope, forever, to build memories that will last forever. My goal is that they tell me at the end of their time is, I don't want to leave. Can I stay? And of course, you can always stay. But mom and dad may want you to move on, or the spouse may want you to move on and get that complete that credential and get to the workforce or to that next level of collegiate experience. But it also is important because it builds that sense of community. And that's what we want, is that community on our campus where students are involved, whether they're commuters or residential students, but they have that opportunity to be engaged in clubs and organizations, gain leadership experiences, and to be introduced to things they may not have ever thought they really had a real interest in, and it may strike a passion for them. And it may be some new, whether it be a philanthropic type effort, or it may be a major that they want to go into for a new career.
Yeah, and I've talked to some former students that were sophomores last year at Four-Year Institute now, and they talk about how, I don't want to use the word miserable, but how it's just not fun at the 4-year. And that's what I try to encourage them. I'm like, look, it will be once you're able to get involved. Right now, you're on your computer, limited classrooms. I was like, you think back to the second half of your sophomore year, like, yeah, but I love ICC. I was like, well, we love that you love ICC.
That's right.
But I think a lot of people thought when we went online, hey, this is going to be great, and found out in a hurry, this ain't great.
It's online instruction is really it is not for everyone.
Right.
It's a challenging experience. It requires really more effort and more discipline on the student's part. I would not have been as successful in an online environment only probably in my college days. I really loved the classroom experience because I knew that I had to be there at that time to do this work, and then I could move on and do the other things I might want to do at a different point in the day. But I knew that time was dedicated to that study material and to those lecture notes, and it was something I could count on. And I think that's where a lot of our students really resonate. Also, as great as our online instructors are, for me, and I think for some students, they like to have that instructor bring it to life. So, we've learned through COVID by moving things to online for everyone just to survive in the last spring, finding ways to survive this fall and spring with some hybrid classes, with some Zoom classes that are Zoom and face-to-face, and finding the mixtures that work. But we've also found the value of Zoom and that what is asynchronous and synchronous learning. So the synchronous learning is we all see it at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm at home Zooming while you're in that class face-to-face, and then we switch the next day and do it the opposite way. And then asynchronous is we actually record the lecture, and you watch it at your leisure, and I watch it at my leisure.
Nice.
Well, that could be a great addition to our online classes, where we are able to provide students with the opportunity to see a lecture. May not be 50 minutes long. It might only actually be 20 minutes long.
Right.
But it's supplemental to their experience. And I think there's some value in that. So those are things we're exploring and finding ways to do more of. We do some of that already, but maybe ways to do more of that. But then also using Zoom where appropriate as we move down the road for years to come. It won't be an everyday thing, but there may be days where, hey, we need to do this in a Zoom environment. Just like in the snow environment, or just like in inclement weather. We have the case of the ability to do some things we didn't have 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So we want to use that in the future.
And I kind of laugh. CJ, his kids, and he was talking about how, they will never know the joy of a snow day.
That's correct.
Because now, when it snows, you're not at home. It's virtual.
That's right.
So yeah, it's amazing how far this comes. That's one thing I've always said is we're looking at COVID now the way it is.
Yes.
It's an unfortunate situation, but there's going to be so much good.
Yeah, we've
comes
grown
from
a
these.
lot.
Yeah.
We really have. I was thinking about that this morning. Our faculty staff at all levels have just done a miraculous job of making this happen. A lot of the responsibility fell back on the president's cabinet and the directors and deans underneath those cabinet members to figure out how to make these things work. But then it took our staff, our faculty, to basically put this in motion and carry it out day to day. And they have just embraced it and done a wonderful job. And then our students, wearing masks. I see them in the cafeteria. I see them in buildings and out on campus. And sometimes they're wearing masks in places they don't even have to wear masks. As they're walking across campus and they're the only one out there, but they still have that mask on. And what's impressive is they're committed to that. And I think they've listened to our message of that this mask creates safety for all. And so I'm excited about that. I'm more excited about losing masks this fall. And I do expect that we will be in a maskless environment this fall. Now, granted, that could change, but that's what I expect to be. I also think that our events will be back to full capacity. I think that our sporting events, full capacity. Some of the classrooms where we've moved to really large rooms to spread people out, we make them go back to our regular rooms. And so I think there's going to be a lot of things we embrace. However, we also will continue to use some of the technology we've had, as well as just some of the things that we've learned to incorporate into our regular classes that we picked up during COVID.
And we're talking with ICC President Dr. Jay Allen. Dr. Allen, you got a few more minutes to stick around before we take a break? Well, we're going to take a break, come back with Dr. Allen here on the ICC Hour. Back with more right after this.
Renasant Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renasant Rewards Extra Checking, go to RenasantBank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renasant Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Today tastes like staying in. And it never tasted this good.
You know what I remember when you were born?
Today tastes like a Sunday ritual. And it never tasted this good.
Natalie, when she was first driving, she literally swerved off the road a lot because she was looking at herself in the mirror.
Maybe I look at life differently.
You don't call it over space, it's outer space.
But it's underwear.
The tats right here, look.
You always say chocolate's so weird. It's like chocolate.
Wherever the conversation takes you, we're here. This is Howie Sonic.
That's home. That's just like the Ravens. That's just like Pahokee, Florida. That's my second home. I got my degree from there, my first degree, college degree. It's part of my heart, it's part of my soul, it's part of my spirit. And, you know, it's everything. Itawamba Community College, baby, it's everything. It shaped me up to being a great man because it was part of the journey of me becoming the young man I am today. And it's home, man. That's it. Like, I could go there and lay my head down without no problems. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour as we continue our conversation with ICC President Dr. Jay Allen. But before we do that, we do want to remind you, as always, the ICC Hour being presented to you by our friends at Renasant Bank. They are the bank that understands you. They get it, folks. And if you need a great banking experience from start to finish, Renasant Bank is the best way to go. Visit RenasantBank.com for more information. Well, Dr. Allen, approaching a favorite time of year for me because you get to celebrate students and all their hard work paying off, and that's going to be graduation coming up soon.
Yes.
And it's going to be great because we're going to be able to have graduation in person. It's something we missed out on last year.
Yes.
And just talk about graduation and how good it is to have the students, their families here to celebrate them.
You know, just a couple of weeks ago, the governor changed the executive order or issued a new executive order, I guess you would say, and changed our capacity in our event center and arenas like that from 10% to 50%, which is really, it was hit at the right time for us planning wise for graduation. Now we know we can accommodate our guests for our graduates without having to do major limitations. And so with the original planning that was done, we were able to whittle that down. Instead of doing, we'd planned for a lot of ceremonies if we had to. Now we've got 4 ceremonies with a 5th that actually will be a GED graduation. And I'll tell you about those times in a second. But that's 4 ceremonies for our regular AA and AAS degrees, and the fact that now they're going to be able to have really probably anywhere between 8 and 10 guests per graduate. So we'll be narrowing down those numbers. We'll use our electronic ticketing system or our virtual ticketing system that we use, and that's worked for our sporting events and other events.
Yes.
And I think that will be a great solution. So for this spring, what we will see happening is on May 13th and 14th, that Thursday, Friday. On Thursday, there will be a 10 o'clock graduation, and it will be A through L for the AA, Associate of Arts graduates. 2 o'clock will be M through Z, last name M through Z, for the Associate of Arts graduates. Friday morning will be, at 10 o'clock, will be a graduation for the Career Tech students that will be for all of them at 10 o'clock. And then at 2 o'clock will be the Health Sciences programs. And so we're really excited about that. And then on Thursday night, that 13th Thursday night, we will be doing at 6 o'clock a GED graduation at the Event Center, all that at the Davis Event Center here on the Fulton campus. It's our largest facility. It gives us the chance to really spread people out. and keep our social distancing and really make things work. So I'm excited about that. We are going to have a different format. Most likely we won't have speakers at those. We will have some extended comments that I will bring and Dr. Summer will bring as our Chief Academic Officer. And then we will roll into the opportunity for families to hear those names called and people to walk across stage. But what's really an exciting part of this, Adam, is we are offering up to last year's graduates to actually come back in March if they would like to. And so that is out there in social media now, and I believe it's on our website. And so students have the opportunity to sign up for that and be a part of that experience if them and their loved ones would like to come back and watch them march across that stage. While we had a virtual ceremony last year that I think was odd as it was, I think it was really, it went over really well. Yeah. But it's nothing like the normal ceremony that we all want and long for. And so I'm excited that we'll do this. Normally we only do 2 in one day. Now we're going to do 2 each day for 2 days, so 4 over 2 days. And then the 5th being the GED graduation. And the great thing is we can use all the same setup, all the same flowers, and really make all that work. So it's going to be neat. Plus having those graduates from last year coming back and joining us if they wish to. So I hope some will do that. So if parents are listening, encourage, if that's something that's important to y'all, encourage your graduate, your loved one to come back and do that with us.
I think it's really good that leadership looked at that situation and looked back at last year, because they had that taken away from them. And it wasn't anything they did. No. It wasn't anything we did. No. It was out of our control. And I think that's really good. It shows that ICC cares about you more than just a student. Right. They want you to celebrate in those moments. We want to celebrate those moments with you. Absolutely. Why is that important to you personally?
Well, one thing I learned, just me personally, going through my own educational experience, is that I found it important and valuable to march every time I graduated. And that's from somebody that has an Associate of Arts, a Bachelor's of Science, a Master's of Science, and a PhD. And I don't say that bragging. I just say that I've had a number of times to graduate, and I've done it every time in March. Now, part of that was because it was my theory that, hey, you know what? I tend to get a pretty good meal after this graduation ceremony, so that's a pretty good idea. Yes. Mom and Dad are going to take me to eat a great meal. But when I got my PhD, Adam, I ended up buying the meal that night. And it was more than just Mom and Dad. There were some other people there and family.
Funny how that works.
It was a little different. But still, what a great experience and great memories. It's that capstone kind of event for that collegiate experience, for all the work you've put into to get to that moment. And it's great to celebrate that. Now, the other piece of it is for families, this is really a monumental moment. And for our first generation students, this is something that's never been done.
Right.
And just the fact that the student enrolled with us could be in those cases the first time that's ever occurred in their family, and then the fact that they graduate is definitely the first time. So it's exciting to watch that celebration take place. So and there's because we have non-traditional age, our adult students that are with us. They've got kids in the audience in many cases, and they're seeing what Mom and Dad are doing, and they're thinking, you know what, if they can do this, I can do this.
Absolutely.
And so we want to perpetuate that idea that not only can they do it, but it's important that they do it. And with us, you can get a career certificate, an Associate of Applied Science technical degree, or an Associate of Arts. You can go straight to the workforce, or you can take what you need and then transfer on to that university level to pursue that bachelor's degree. And we want them to know that at any level we can help them and help them be successful.
Absolutely. You can find out more information on that at iccms.edu. That's iccms.edu. If you have any questions, you can call us. You can find those numbers there as well about graduation. But if you graduated from ICC last year, didn't get a chance to march, we do encourage you to come back and be part of that special moment, make those special memories with your families there. We're continuing talking with Dr. Jay Allen, the president here at ICC. And so a lot of people think, okay, graduation, that kind of caps off the end of the year. Well, not the case this year.
It's not over.
We'll talk a little athletics, part of the college here as well. Of course, basketball starting to almost start postseason play here pretty soon. Soccer's about to get fired up, start their season.
Volleyball, they're
getting close to their postseason as well. So an exciting time athletically as well. But just even after graduation, there's still going to be stuff going on.
It's such an odd year as everything is this year with COVID, but our fall sports only included football really this year because of NJCAA decision, and we basically petitioned and said that Mississippi wants to play in the fall, and we did. Successful season, glad we did that. But soccer and everything else was really moved to the spring. And so what we found is that now here we sit with basketball getting close to starting postseason, volleyball getting close to postseason. Now soccer's about to start up the end of March. Then you've got tennis that is already rolling. You've got golf that is rolling right now. And we still have softball and baseball that have started playing. So by the time we get to graduation, it is very likely that we could have softball, baseball, men and women's soccer continuing to play.
Yep.
It's possible, as always, that you could have either the tennis team, golf team, or individual players in postseason play at a regional or national level. So there is no doubt that we're going to see some people playing after graduation, which is really exciting. I love going to those postseason matches where I can. It's an important part. I love supporting our student athletes and our students in general. And hopefully my schedule clears up a little bit more then, so it makes it a little bit easier to travel to those events.
And you talked about it earlier. We'll kind of touch on it now. Capacity has been opened up some more.
That's right.
So we do have that ticketing system. It's iccms.edu/e-tickets. That's where you can go to get those tickets to sporting events, graduations, other special events there. Stephen West has done an outstanding job setting that up for us. Give you a moment, kind of encourage folks to come out and enjoy life again, because you can get out, go to a sporting event now. It's something, I'm you mess with me. I'm a Notre Dame guy. I didn't get a chance to go to South Bend this year.
Right.
So the next time they open the gates, I don't care if it's for a movie, I might be there. But it's just an opportunity for you, your family, or just you get out and show support to these student athletes, but also get out and start feeling normal again.
Well, and even though it's spring, really feels like it one day and maybe not the next. But the great thing is it's always 70 degrees in the event center. So you can come in the event center and watch basketball. We have plenty of capacity now. You can come in and watch the game and be a part of that experience. We still have the mirror schedule where the men are going to be on the road that night and the women will be playing at home, and vice versa the next night, or that Thursday night. So one's there Monday night and they'll be on the road Thursday night. But it's so there's only one game, so it makes for a shorter evening, but it's a great way to come in and be a part of that. Baseball and softball, of course, very easy outside because those are outside sports. It's very easy to be able to walk up and go to those games. This year we have no gate for our games because of COVID. We just decided it was easier to not have that component that we'd have to deal with, especially with compressed or reduced capacities. So those are great and unique. This spring we're going to have soccer playing in the spring. Normally, they're doing a spring practice right now. And so they're going to be playing. Their field looks amazing right now with that ryegrass on there. It's looking really good. They have their new soccer complex that is just state-of-the-art facility that we were able to convert an old building into, and it's just amazing with that facility. So it's going to have a different feel this spring, and we hope people will come out and be a part of that.
Absolutely. And once again, you can visit letsgoicc.com, find those schedules, because, yes, schedules are still changing. There's still the COVID issue, but Mother Nature has really kind of taken over that with the rain and everything. But do visit letsgoicc.com. You can find those schedules there. Well, Dr. Allen, before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to talk about or just, reach out to the public about?
Adam, I just remind everybody that we are in the process of sign up for orientation for the fall. And so for students that are thinking about coming to ICC in the fall, there's orientation sign up right now on our website that they can be a part of. Important that they do that. Some of those sessions are already starting to fill up. And it's exciting. We're really a little ahead of schedule of people signing up for those, which is great. Also, I think April 7th is our first orientation session, and it's for honor students. It's an honors orientation, so we're excited about that. Also, just registering. It's never too early to come out for a visit. So we're doing tours right now face-to-face. They have been just booked up with tours, and we encourage families to come on out and get that scheduled online and let us sit down with you one-on-one and talk about your specific needs. But then also, you need to talk with that advisor and let us really help you plan for the future. And it's never too early to do that. There's some great programs and opportunities, and we'd love to talk with them about that.
And that's just proof how dialed in you are, because that's our next guest on the show is going to be Jordan Smith.
There you go.
And he is going to update us about orientation, applying, and everything there. So you want to be sure to stick around for that. Well, Dr. Allen, thank you for your time. Looking forward to talking to you again in the future as we'll be back for more of the ICC Hour right after this on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Why settle for a checking account that just holds your money? Renasant Rewards Extra gives you so much more. Like savings at more than 400,000 retailers, 24/7 roadside assistance, a cell phone protection plan worth up to $400, $25 in ATM fee refunds per monthly cycle, and a great interest rate when you meet 3 easy qualifications. Get extra today at rewardsextra.com. Renasant Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
Gee willikers, this Coca-Cola Zero Sugar tastes mighty delicious.
Come on, buddy. It has 0 sugar.
But it tastes great.
Let's take the breakables away. If you keep lying like this, you'll be a puppet forever.
But it's the honest truth.
You'll never be a real boy.
No, it's no lie.
You're right. It's delicious.
Told you. I never lie.
Hey, Indian fans, I'm Ricky Murphy, real estate agent, Tommy Morgan Realtors, and I'm also a proud alumni of the All-American Marching Band. Itawamba Community College was my home for 2 years, and where you decide to make your home will be one of the most important decisions of your life. Whether you're looking to create a plan to buy your first home, or if you're ready today to make a move into your forever home, give me a call or send me a message so we can discuss your next move. And for my family,
Roll Tribe!
The outlook for overpriced pizza has never been better. Who's gonna stop us?
Sir, Little Caesars has the lowest priced pizza delivered, guaranteed.
We're not Big Pizza, we're Little Caesars. Get $5 off your first delivery.
Pizza, pizza.
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing.
Yep, tastes like $1 million.
Pepperoni cheeser, only $7.
Pizza, pizza.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on SuperTalk Mississippi. As always, the ICC Hour being presented to you by our friends at Renasant Bank. Renasant Bank, the bank that understands you. Visit RenasantBank.com. We're going to talk with Jordan Smith. We've got orientation coming up, and then we'll talk a little personal stuff with Jordan as we wrap up this interview here. Jordan, before we get started, my man, thanks for taking time out of your day.
Man, absolutely love any time we get invited over on the ICC Hour and to tell all the listeners in our area about, the big things we've got going on in recruiting here at ICC.
All right, so let's talk about it. What is the big thing you got going on right now with recruiting?
Well, the big deal right now is we're really pushing orientation at this point. Trying to get everybody on campus, get them prepared, get them acclimated to what campus is like as, the next year is getting closer. Yeah. It's time for now, if you're a fall enrollee here at ICC, if you're graduating this May from high school, it's time to get signed up for an orientation session. Come here on campus over the course of the next few months. Let's get you a schedule built. Let's introduce you to our way of doing things here in Fulton or Tupelo or Belden, and we'll welcome you to the family.
Now, the really cool thing is we talked with Dr. Allen earlier in the show, and ICC is dedicated to being back to normal come the fall. So I know that's got to be a breath of fresh air for everybody in that sense, but just kind of go through what everybody can expect when it comes to orientation and then how that prepares them for the fall.
Well, let's start by talking about what last year was like for us. At this point last year, we were in full-on scramble mode. Mm-hmm. What do we do about orientation? Because you've got to have it. I mean, you've got to make schedules at some point. You've got to have those conversations. You've got to acclimate people to your campus. They can't just show up day one and know where to go. Right. So, what do we do? Well, we were able quickly to develop an online type of orientation last year. Was it a fix-all? Was it perfect? Not by any means. Do we want to do that again? Absolutely not. But it accomplished the purpose for us last year. It was successful, and we were able to do what we needed to do. This year, though, ironically enough, I think it was the day before we released our orientation dates is when the governor came out and said, the state of Mississippi's opening up. We're going away from the 10% rule indoors or the 25%, whatever that was. We're going to go to where we can allow people to congregate indoors. So what that has done is that's allowed us to get back into a normal orientation type phase. So we're going to have the same style numbers we've typically had in the past for orientation. We were afraid as to how many sessions we were going to have, how we were going to have to split people apart to have those sessions. But now that things are looking more like normal, and as you talk about Dr. Allen, he's committed to having this campus back to normal come fall. We're going to do our best to give our students and their parents a normal orientation session starting in April and then on through the summer as we move forward.
And you talked about half of that that a lot of people really don't think about is the parents that also are involved with the orientation. Talk about that for the listeners right now as we're talking with Jordan Smith, one of our recruiters here at ICC. Talk about that, what a parent can expect to learn when they come to orientation.
Right. Well, we're going to have a separate parent session for them. You'll show up together. There'll be kind of an opening type introduction ceremony, words from several different people there for you. As we welcome you here onto campus. But then we'll take your students. They'll go one place with an orientation leader. They'll get updates from actual students. They'll learn what it's like to be a student here on campus. And then they'll take them on to their advisors to work on getting registered and class schedules made. While all that's taking place, parents are going to have something separate designed for them. In the past, Dr. Allen, Dr. Boggs, who's the Dean of Students, Dr. Summerall, Vice President of Instruction, lots of people on the President's Cabinet and that make informed decisions here on our campus are going to be there to share things with all the parents as well, because this is a big step for them as well. As their kid is leaving to go off to college, they play a role in that as well. So there'll be information for them. Good news is you don't have to sign up if you're a parent. Just come along with your son or your daughter here on campus for that, and we'll get you where you need to be.
Now, however, the son and daughter do need to sign up. So let's talk about that because I know there spots are available, but they fill up fast in a hurry.
Well, they're already filling up. Before I came over here to your office, I ran our numbers, and we're 25% ahead of where we were last year and 2 years ago.
Nice.
Which means the first 3 dates that are out there, they're booked up. They're booked up at this point. We are having sessions in Fulton and in Tupelo. We've got some night sessions built in there as well. If maybe you're somebody that works during the day, need a night session to come on campus to get that done, took that into account. We've got some of those set up for you as well. Starting mid-April all the way through May, June, and the first part of July, we've got sessions out there for you. Key part there is you want to get signed up as quickly as possible because typically rule of thumb with orientation is the earlier you come through, the better the class selection is. So if you're listening to me out there today, go onto our homepage, find that orientation spot, get signed up. All we need is either your ID number, your social security, or your birth date, and we can get you signed up at that point. You can pick which date works best for you. But again, rule of thumb, get the soonest one you can. You'll be glad you did that, I promise.
Yes, for sure. And we're talking to Jordan Smith, a recruiter here at ICC, that website being iccms.edu. Another important factor that is you have to apply before you can attend orientation. So how can somebody go about learning more about applying to ICC?
Well, you can call us in the recruiting office. You can come in on a tour for us, tours.iccms.edu. If you come here on campus and meet with us, Taylor or me or one of our delegates, somebody will walk you through the entire application process. But I'll tell you this, I've looked at just about every college application in the state of Mississippi. Ours is easier to fill out than anybody else's. Go to apply.iccms.edu. Within 10 minutes, you can have applied for admissions, scholarships, and not financial aid, but housing. It can prompt you to apply for financial aid, though, as well there. So get that application filled out. Dr. Solomon and his bunch will have it processed very quickly, and we can get you signed up for orientation at that point.
Yeah, and got to give a shout out to Stephen West for putting that together. And again, that's apply.iccms.edu. Well, Jordan, before we wrap up, I know it's a quick segment here with you, but little personal news coming up, and I know it's been one that we're proud of you, but you're moving on from ICC.
That's right.
Go ahead and kind of let everybody know your future plans.
Yeah, well, it's a bit of a homecoming type deal for me. I'm headed back to Mississippi State to work with the foundation and development down there. Something that came together for me in the last couple of months, and was just one of those things that was the right move for me and my family at the time. But let me say this, ICC accepted me 2 years ago, somebody that had never taken a class here, didn't know that much about the college itself, but they accepted me. I came in here, I learned from people that were the best, and we used that motto, the best start here, and I truly believe that at my core. A recruiting pitch, people say that's a recruiting pitch. Well, for me, it wasn't a pitch. It was something I believed. And every school I've gone into, every student I've met with, every family I've talked to, I've told them that. No matter if your child thinks they want to be a doctor or a lawyer, if they want to be a school teacher, if they want to do something in the workforce area, ICC has the type of people here that can get you the best start to get going down that route. I believe that, and my 2 years here have been phenomenal. And it would take something like Mississippi State, which is a homecoming for me. Right. That's where I was at before this. It takes something like that to get me to step away from here.
Absolutely, and we do appreciate your 2 years here. You and the rest of the team have done a great job through some hard times.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be one thing that you're going to be able to lean on in the future job, as well as life in general. When you look back over your time here, is like, best of times is the worst of times, but at the end of the day, the cream rises to the crop.
Well, exactly. It's been difficult at times. We have had successes. We saw an enrollment increase for the first time in 9 years last year before COVID hit. I can't say nothing about our leadership. Personally, Dr. Hab and our Enrollment Services Division has done a fantastic job. From the top down with Dr. Allen, he's the type of president, and I tell our students this when they come on visits, he's the type of president that truly has a passion about our students. As you don't just see him at commencement, you see him around this campus all the time. And when your leader has that type of personality and leads in that way, it just kind of works its way down from there. Yes, we've navigated through some difficult times for the last year, but nothing but good memories and good times we've had here at ICC. And I know whoever steps into this recruiting role next is going to have just as much success, because this place, it recruits itself.
And the biggest part is I've got to talk Dr. Hab into hiring somebody that can also do play-by-play.
Oh, exactly.
We had some great times here in football, basketball. I'll be honest with you, man, you've been a lifesaver this year with basketball and everything else going on right now, because there's no way I'd still be talking right now if I had to do everything going on.
I have no idea how you and Lee and Raphael do what you do. I mean, y'all said last week during spring break you did 20-plus events. Mm-hmm. It says a lot about the department, that the work that y'all put in and what y'all get done for sure. I'll miss that part of it. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to miss that part of it a lot. But y'all are still going to find me around here on Thursday nights, I promise. Now, I don't know that I'm going to get behind the mic with you or not, but I'm going to come up there and sit by you and nag you a little bit.
Well, the great thing is, if you are interested in ever coming back, there's always going to be a mic open for you for sure. Well, Jordan, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time today, but more importantly, I appreciate your friendship. I'm looking forward to seeing you go forward, grow throughout your professional year or your professional career, I should say, and also your personal life as well, because I know there's a lot of great things ahead of you.
Well, I appreciate that. It's friendship. That's a good thing about this place. You're friends with your coworkers. That's a really good thing. It says a lot about ICC for sure. So for all our listeners out there, that's enough about me for sure. Get signed up for orientation, because you need to get that taken care of. We need you here on campus, and you want to get a good start here as well, and that's what we'll provide you.
ICCMS.edu for more information, and we'll be back with more of the ICC Hour right after this.
Renasant Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renasant Rewards Extra Checking, go to RenasantBank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renasant Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow is what we anticipate, what we work for, what we want to improve. At Itawamba Community College, we offer the courses, pathways, and the training that can help turn your vision of tomorrow into a reality. So why wait? Your tomorrow can start today at Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back to the ICC Hour here on SuperTalk Mississippi, 101.9 FM. As always, the ICC Hour being brought to you by our friends at Renasant Bank. I'm Adam Gore, and I appreciate you guys tuning in with us today. Now, earlier in the show, we talked with Dr. Jay Allen about the fall semester coming up and how we're planning on being back 100% as of right now. We're going to continue to think happy thoughts. Then we talked with Jordan Smith about how to get signed up with classes, how to get signed up for orientation. So we got all that out of the way. Now let's talk about how you can pay for college and how ICC can help you, as we're going to be joined by Foundation Director Michael Upton. And Michael, before we get started, man, how's it going?
Great. Thank you for having us with you, Adam.
All right, well, let's talk about it. We've got scholarships that are available through the foundation. So how can somebody go about finding out more?
Sure. So we have about 90 or so scholarships through the Itawamba Community College Foundation. These have been established by former students, alumni, friends, businesses in the community that want to support ICC, support its students, and provide financial assistance to help them either come to college or stay in college.
Okay, so if somebody's listening right now, who are these scholarships open to?
Most of these scholarships are open to anybody who is a full-time student. We do have some scholarships that are open to part-time students as well, a few of those. We have some that are specifically designed for adult learners. We have scholarships that are for different majors, for health science programs, for career tech programs. And then we have some that are targeted toward individuals who come from a certain county or a certain high school perhaps, but the vast majority are open to anyone that is registered as a full-time student at ICC.
So basically, if you're a student at ICC, full-time, some part-time, check into it, because you never know. There might be a scholarship out there, say I'm from Calhoun County. There might be one set aside for somebody from Calhoun County that nobody else has applied for, and guess what? That could be your scholarship. How can they find out about those type information?
All right, there's a couple of different ways. You can go to our webpage, go to iccms.edu and look for Foundation. And on there you will see a listing of all our scholarships that has a description. It tells you what the scholarship is for, who's eligible, and what you have to do to acquire and maintain that scholarship. And then also it'll give you a link to apply. Or if you go to the scholarship page for ICC, you'll also find the way to log in there. We have an online application process. It's very simple. Once you are logged in, you just click the different scholarships you want to apply for. There are some that require an essay to be submitted in support of your application. And we also allow you to submit a resume that helps us differentiate between students when we're making a selection process. And those are easily uploaded through the MyTribe document loader so that everything is done online, clean and simple. We have all your information and we're able to select the best student.
Absolutely. It's one of those situations where basically if I came up to you and said, hey, if you just spend 20 minutes filling out this paperwork, I can give you money for school. Why wouldn't you do it? So does it range in different prices? Are some of them full paid? Is some of them part? Or I guess it depends on the scholarship.
It does depend, and there's a wide range. We have some scholarships that give in the range of about $500 a year, so you would get $250 a semester, and all the way up to, we have some that are full tuition scholarships, so you receive your full tuition covered. Now, keep in mind, these scholarships from the foundation can be used in conjunction with other financial aid from the college to help you pay for more than just tuition. So if you've got, say, an ACT scholarship or a presidential scholarship, one of the other ones that you can get institutionally, ours can be used to help you pay for room and board, meal plans, and other costs here to attend ICC.
Once again, that website is iccms.edu/foundation, or you can do a search for foundation there as well. We're talking with Michael Upton, the foundation director here at ICC, or director of investment, I should say, here at ICC. Michael, say there's a family out there right now that once went to ICC, or somebody that may want to set up a scholarship to help future students here at ICC. How can they go about that?
We would love to have a conversation with anyone that wants to support our current and future students. And if that's through a scholarship fund, that is a fantastic way to do it. So they can give us a call at our office at 662-862-8039, or even shoot us an email at foundation@iccms.edu and ask to speak to myself, Michael Upton, or Jim Ingram, the director of the foundation. And we'd be glad to meet with you in face-to-face, Zoom, phone call, whatever you're comfortable with, and talk about how we establish these scholarships, the ways that you can do it, the different angles you can go about to try to specify who you want to help, and go through some different options of how you can set that up financially.
Awesome. And if somebody just wants to help the college in general, there's always an opportunity to give back to ICC, maybe not through scholarships, but also other funds as well. Can they do that through you guys as well?
Indeed, we are the way to do that. Any way you want to support ICC financially is through the foundation. That includes, we have the Indian clubs that support our athletic teams, so that if you want to support the women's volleyball, the men's soccer, tennis, whatever it is, you can support them. We function and hold those accounts and support the athletic department that way. There are other support funds, or if you can give unrestricted. Maybe you were a Phi Theta Kappa student. You want to give to them. Maybe you were a former band member, like our friend Jamie Logan with Renasant Bank, who recently started a fund to help support the band. Whatever it is that you want to support, it can be a scholarship, it can be an area, something you participated in. We would love to help you do that.
And once again, iccms.edu, and you can search foundation there. We're not going to spend a lot of time on it, but before I let you go on this show, let's talk alumni, how people can sign up for the Alumni Association.
Well, in addition to doing the fundraising, we also have the Alumni Association in our office. And the Alumni Association exists more to generate connections between alums and the college, keep you connected, let you know what's going on, how you can maybe participate and support the college in a non-financial way. And so the Alumni Association has its own page on the ICC website, and that's same iccms.edu, and look for alumni. And you can join the Alumni Association either on an annual basis or a lifetime membership, and we'd just love to get you involved.
Absolutely. I am a proud lifetime member of the Alumni Association there. Hey, before I let you go, tell everybody how they can contact you again, and also where they can find you on social media.
Fantastic. Our phone number, again, is 662-862-8039. If you want to reach us by email, you can use either foundation@iccms.edu or alumni@iccms.edu. And then we have really increased our social media in the last year with COVID-19 impacting us and not being able to have a lot of physical events on campus or in the community. We've tried to connect with people other ways. We have 2 different pages on Facebook, one for the foundation, one for alumni. We have a LinkedIn page, and we have an Instagram account. So hopefully you can find us there and connect with us as well.
Well, Michael, I appreciate your time and appreciate everything you do for the college.
Well, thank you for what you do, Alan.
And we'll be back with more right after this on the ICC Hour.
Renasant Rewards Extra is the checking account that checks all the boxes. Roadside assistance? Check. Cell phone insurance? Check. More than 400,000 local shopping discounts? Check. Up to $25 per month in ATM refunds and a great rate? Check. All in an easy-to-use mobile app. To open an account or find out more about Renasant Rewards Extra Checking, go to RenasantBank.com or visit us at any of our more than 190 locations throughout the South. Renasant Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
And that's going to do it for today's ICC Hour. A special thank you to Dr. Jay Allen, Jordan Smith, and Michael Upton for joining us for the show. And also a special thank you to you, our listeners, as well. Join us next Tuesday right back here during the 1 o'clock hour for the ICC Hour on SuperTalk Mississippi 101.9 FM.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Brought to you by Renasant Bank, the bank that understands you. Learn more at RenasantBank.com.